Yo, what's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? And it's Monday morning and it's time for another episode of P&Q. This is the question and answer series, or comment and response series, whatever you want to call it, where you get to ask me questions or make a comment, and the following week I respond. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can either pop your comments or questions down below in the comment section below this video, or you can email me directly for a more anonymous response at miniwarzone@gmail.com, and I will put a link in the video description below. That way you can ask me a question that you might not feel comfortable asking in front of other people for whatever reason, anyway. So that said, I've got 2 emails this week and then a few questions or comments left on last week's video. I've got my tea, so it's alright. There's no builders here today, so I was able to film this on the day, on the Monday. So there won't be any updates on the studio today or tomorrow. I don't think they're back till Wednesday because they're doing another big job, but anyway. Then they'll be back to do the roof and so on. But anyway, so we'll start with the emails, which I often do, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so let's see if I can grab a sip of tea first. See how good I am. Tea, not coffee. Why I'm good is because I don't have sugar in tea, and I do in coffee. That's why it's good. It's a good thing. Anyway, right. First email says, and before I get on with it, if you email me and you want it for P&Q, put P&Q at the top. That way I know for definite that you want it read out on P&Q. Okay. First email. Hi Pete. If you could get GW to make any new model, then what would it be and for which army? Alright, okay. Yes, I remember this one. I have read through all these. What I do is I kind of copy and paste them into a folder, and then I come back to them I literally come back to it today, so I haven't read this till this is quite early on in the week. Any model. Well, I'll tell you what I would like them to do, and I was thinking of this with my orcs. When I was painting my orcs, I was thinking, oh, wouldn't it be cool if they had orc boats for the sea, or sea vehicles? And then I thought it'd be cool if all our armies had a seafaring vessel of some description for maybe ocean planets and things like that. That would be super cool. Or when they want to invade like smaller land masses or whatever, like pirates, orcs. I like pirates anyway. I'm going to explore pirate games later on. But yeah, boats or ships. Put my little orcs or whatever on, and they could be pirates on the seas. That would be super cool. That's what I would like. That's what type of model I would like. And for all armies. I hope that answers your question. Right, next question. Or next email. This is the last email, so it might not be a long one this week. Okay. Starts off, can I ask a stupid question? You can ask any question you want. Don't feel stupid. That's exactly what emailing me is for. Are the Citadel dry paints actually supposed to be gunky? The one I got when I went to my local GW. It's really dried up, but I don't want to take it back and make fuss, as I have only just begun with this game, and I don't want to appear annoying before the staff there can teach me the game. I discovered your channel by accident and I'm loving it. Hey, cool. You must be one of my latest subscribers. I love that you have all of your series on your playlist. Keep up the good work, smiley face. Yeah, okay. So I'm guessing you're an absolute beginner, and you've got yourself, or you went into a GW and they said you need this, this and this. So if you're anything like me, you came out with an arm full of stuff. There we go. So dry paints are supposed to be dry. If I open that up, it's all good, dry and gunky inside. There, can you see that? It's supposed to be like that. Makes it easier for dry brushing, which is one of the early techniques you get to, where you put your brush in the paint and wipe it off on the tissue or whatever. Then you just take your model, use my thumb as the model, and you just start dry brushing it, and it highlights all the raised details in the plastic or metal or whatever it is you're painting. Excuse me. So yeah, it's not a stupid question. I know it's called a dry paint, but you think, yeah, but is it supposed to be this thick? I mean, I remember thinking, it is pretty dried up though, isn't it? You know, is it supposed to be that? And it wasn't until I saw How to Paint Citadel Miniatures, the DVD, that I realised it was supposed to be like that. So if you haven't seen that or had any other input and you're a bit like, you know, I don't really want to ask because I don't want to seem stupid or I don't want to annoy people, that's fine. You know, they're fine. You'll find that staff in GW will answer any questions like that. You know, they're absolutely fine with it. You won't be annoying or anything. Excuse me. Had bread, had toast for breakfast. Got this tiger loaf. Always repeats on me. Anyway, that's the emails. Oh, another sip of tea. We go on to Big Mac Dan's skull. Liking your October stuff, by the way. And that's really cool. He says, being a fan of skirmish-sized games, have you played Warhammer 40k Kill Teams? No, I haven't personally played it. I've heard about it and I've seen it once, and it looks good, and it's something I want to look into. So, no, I haven't played it, but it does look cool. It does look cool. Yes, so that will be something for the future on my channel. Once my studio is up and built, the world's my oyster then. I can do lots of different things. Okay, so moving on to Marek Wolf. He says you should smash a bottle of champagne on it, like christening a ship. Well, I'm not smashing anything on it, and I don't like champagne anyway. So, but what we will do is probably have a little get together with a few friends and have a little private sort of buffet and geek out a bit, you know. I don't know, or I don't know, or maybe just open it and say hooray. Well, if we toast it, it'll be with our cups of tea and coffee or whatever, or we'll just sit in there and chill out. I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet. Get a piece of tape and cut the tape like an official opening. That'd be cool. I don't know. Anyway, we're getting crazy now. Idic Beer says, great Q&A, Pete, as always. Oh yes, I remember this one. What is the most money you have spent on a single model, and was it worth it? Okay, now, my first initial response to this is the most money I've spent on a single. Well, my first initial gut feeling was to say the Realm of Battle board, but then my wife was saying, Mrs. Mini Warzone, as she's become known, just we can't use that because that's not really a model, is it? I said, but it's model terrain. It's you know, in a thing. So I'm going to say the Realm of Battle board, which was I paid £175 for in my local GW. That's the most money I've spent on a single model. But if you want a model, other than that, my most expensive model was, well, I can't really get them because he's in bits at the moment. My Imperial Knight. That was about £45 with postage because it was one of those deals you find on eBay. So £175 for the Realm of Battle. In fact, I'm going to put a link, I'm sure you've all seen it, or most of you, but I'm going to put a link in my video description below. Actually, I'm going to make a note of it. For my Realm of Battle board, how I painted it up and stuff, because it was the most enjoyable video I've ever made, I think. Really was good. Hang on, let me just write that down. Link to Realm of Battle board. So I'm going to put a link how I did my Realm of Battleborn in the video description below. It was on my old camera, so you'll have to forgive that. It was like a fixed focus cheapy camera that I got from eBay a long time ago. But it gives you the idea. It shows you how I did it, hopefully, and I took a few pictures at the end with it complete. And it was the most fun thing I've ever done. Actually, I'm going to try and put him together. My Imperial Knight. There's a few bits and bobs. A few bits and bobs left to put on him. But kind of, yeah, he was the most expensive model, like as in figure model I've bought. And I got him brand new from eBay. It was still sealed for 45. It was about 40 pounds, £5 postage, I think. So about £45. I think that's the most I've ever spent on a model, other than my Realm of Battleborn. Like I said, it was £175. I bought the fantasy one because I prefer that to the other one. It's got more versatility, I think. Yeah. So I'll put a link for that in the video description below. I'm sure you've seen it, but there may be someone out there that hasn't. Okay, Crew Orange Silicus says, Mrs. Mini Warzone will be pleased, unless it's a walk-in wardrobe for you, of course. No, it's not for me. Did you need planning permission for your hobby room, and what do your neighbours think of it? Well, as I've said before, my wife works for a planning consultancy and legal property development company. I left all that in her hands. However, I read her the question and she prepared me a little statement. So this is Mrs. Mini Warzone's words. She's probably on autopilot when she wrote this down for me. She says, you do not need planning permission for an outbuilding so long as it doesn't take up more than 50% of your garden curtilage. The building's use is incidental to the dwelling and therefore within quote, householder permitted development rights. Also, it's not a living accommodation building, Also, as it's not a living accommodation, building control is not necessary either. Okay. As for the neighbours, the back of the building is no higher than the boundary fence currently in place, and the other neighbours are not overlooked by the building, and, in bold, in capitals, yes, I am looking forward to having a walk-in wardrobe. So yeah, she's very excited about getting this as her room, spare room, walk-in wardrobe, and you know, I'm going to help her with that. So there you go. So don't actually need planning permission for that. No, obviously if we had a smaller garden we would have to. But there you go. Okay, another sip of tea I think before we move on. I do hope it isn't raining when the builders come to do the roof. That would be a bummer. Once the roof's on though, it'd be cool. It's all the interior work done in the dry. Okay, WG Revival says, great PQ. Just a quickie on Mephiston, because I've said about him, the fine cast, I want to get a metal one. He says, I have a metal one from the olden days, so 1994 or before. Possibly the current one, I'm not sure of that in brackets. And his sword's a royal pain in the jacksy as well. Mind you, I didn't pin things in the 90s. So, yeah, I bet it's better than the fine cast one though. Cause that one is just all over the place. That's not a sword, it'd be laughing stock. I mean, I could, I suppose, cut the sword arm off and put a metal one on from somewhere, or a plastic one, but it just wouldn't look the same. Anyway, I reckon he'll be updated before long anyway, Mephiston. I think he's due an update. Well, a lot of models are due updates, I know, but I think Mephiston would be one of the ones to get an update. Archer's Gaming Bits is next. Put two little comments down. I'll try and... the orders... He said, great answer, I would think more of Thor. Was it Thor versus Hercules and the Emperor and someone else? I said the Emperor though, I'm sure I said the Emperor. I'm saying the, oh yeah, and the Emperor from Star Wars as well. Also, he says, also, have you heard of Roadkill? Yes, I've heard of it. Shame, poor little creatures. No. Roadkill. Yes, I've seen it. I've seen a few bad reports on it. Can't say it really floats my boat. Just looks a bit. I don't know. I don't know. I would need to play it, but it doesn't look very interesting from my point of view. I'm sure it's better actually playing it. A bit like cricket, it's more interesting when you actually play it to watching it. I just thought it was a bit boring, just little tiny cars. I mean, if it was bigger models, cars, then I'd be more interested, I think. But because it's a tiny... No, there's not really a lot going on with it, I don't think. That's just me. Doesn't float my boat. It's not one I'd be rushing to look into. The last comment comes from Hoobs of Doom. He says, the Emperor of Mankind would undoubtedly win. Your outside studio looks great. Thank you very much. I agree with you, the Emperor would definitely win. The Emperor of Mankind, he's just awesome. And so I'm going to put these to one side, so I've got to put that link in. Thank you very much for watching. Pleasure having you with me as always. Till the next time, remember all brushes lead to war. And yes. Bye guys.